Okay, let's go.
Ducati V4 here. Alright, so for starters, on today's video, we're going to get into just some basic beginner rider mistakes. Alright, before we get into that, come over here. We got a couple little projects we're working on. So we got the 636 that was down. We got a bolt here for the frame slider when the bike went down, so we're gonna work on getting that remaining bolt out of there. Replace the stator, and then new fairings for this 636. And in past videos, you've probably seen the green ZX10R over here. So these fairings are officially off, and we will be installing these fairings. They're a matte black, but yeah, it's gonna look sick. So I'll make sure we get the video footage of the install on the fairings for the 10R, and then maybe a short little video on extracting that broken bolt from the frame slider. But that'll be for another video. And then obviously update in regards to the other bikes. The S1000 is officially completely broke down. Motor's out of it and should be going to the shop this week to get completely ripped apart and look at exactly if it's just the head gasket, if it's the head gasket and rings, or if it's the valves, head gasket and rings. So hopefully the next couple of weeks we'll have an idea of where the S1000 sits, and then fingers crossed we get that thing back in here with the motor rebuilt. We do our S1000 build, okay? The 23 CBR 1000, that's a whole nother issue at hand. That's gonna be a minute, all right? But point of today's video is just a couple basic beginner rider mistakes slash things that'll just help out a little bit, all right? I know everyone in the moto vlogging community has done this video, and I'm just gonna give you at least the top 3 or 4 that I noticed personally that I run into with new riders, okay? So you're new to riding, boom, love it, you got a bike. So what kind of bike? That's your question, all right? Now, in the comments, this could go either way in the comments, all right? But personally, I would say start out with like an R7, a ZX6R like we have over here. So a 636, CBR 600, basically in that realm, all right? Now, my outlook on that one is the 4 and 500 are great, but that is a bike that once you get going on it and you get a little bit more comfortable with it, you get bored with that bike extremely fast, okay? You get around groups of other bikers and you got 600s and leader bikes and so on and so forth, and you're just like, almost feels like you're on a moped, okay? I definitely say start on a smaller CC bike, 100%. Not disagreeing that whatsoever. But a 600 is that middle weight that it's safe enough, as long as you got common sense is going to be a big one. It's safe enough that it's not a leader bike, so you don't got to worry about that point of it, all right? You don't got to worry about that throttle being so touchy that front wheel is just going to freaking fly up on you. But you can learn your basics, okay? Learn to the bike, learn to control the bike. But it's also a bike that even a couple years down the line, you're not going to get that bored of it. I'm telling you. I have a 25 Panigale V4. I have the S1000, and I have the CBR 1000. And I'm telling you right now, that ZX6R is a close runner-up to one of the favorites. It is just a blast to ride. And they're awesome for wheelies. They're great for wheelies because, you know, trying to do wheelies on leader bikes, yeah, I can do them. I chase them, don't get me wrong. I'm no Gixxer bra. But the 600s are so much easier to learn to control those wheelies, all right? And from there on, you can also you can learn your turns, learn how the bike moves, all right? So you got your bike, all right? 400, 500. I still say that 600 is a good middle weight to where it's a great bike to learn on. But with that being said, you're not going to get necessarily that bored of it, all right? Especially the ZX6R, one of my most favorites. That bike is just from like 13 to 2022, those models are just there. They're on point. The 24 and up, as we all know, they're having that recall issue where now it's like the second or third recall where you got like damn near pistons punching through the wall of the motor, all right, out of the head of the motor. And yeah, I can't speak on Kawasaki's behalf on that one, but they need to get that shit locked tight. So tip number 2, probably the most important tip of all, ride your own ride. You'll hear that a lot, but I'm telling you, don't ride past your skill level. If you're riding with a group, whether those guys have been riding a year, 10 years, whatever, don't try to keep up with them. Don't, all right? Your skill level's not there. You don't know the bike, and there's a dozen other pieces that go into it. You will go down. If you try to keep up with the other bikes in the groups, you will go down. This past riding season up here, first 5 rides, we had between the 400s and the 500s. It was the 4 and 500s every time for the first 5 rides. They went down, okay? They were trying to keep up with the leader bikes and the 600s, and they were new to riding. When we do our pre-ride briefs with everybody, you know, we tell everyone, ride your ride, don't try to keep up, stay at your own skill level. That is so important. Ride at your own skill level. So to kind of build onto that one, if you're new to riding as well, stay away from having a passenger, okay? Until you learn the bike, you know how to control it, and you know what you're doing. You add a person on the back, good 100 plus pounds to add to it, and if that rider's never ridden before, we're talking about counterbalancing that bike. That passenger needs to lean with you. Got it? So now you got an inexperienced rider and a possible backpack that has no clue what they're doing. That couldn't spell disaster. That's a recipe for disaster, beyond belief. So don't do it. And the only other one I'm really going to get into right now, we can do a more in-depth video down the line, but the other third one is wear your gear, all right? I know you see plenty of the videos on TikTok and Instagram of you got the Brazilians doing 12 o'clock wheelies with a t-shirt that's cropped up here. He's got shorts on. He's got flip-flops. Don't do it. Just don't do it. It's not worth it, all right? For someone who's gone down twice, I can tell you, my MBT pants, I still wear those. And those pants have been down with me twice now. And I still wear those pants. Those things saved my butt, all right? A little bit of scuff here and there, but they never made it to skin. You got the MBT jackets, you got 2 wheel jackets, then obviously you got leather jackets that you can wear too. And your helmet, all right? That helmet, if I would not have been wearing that helmet, I'm telling you right now, it would have been done. The helmet I went down on, okay? So I stripped the inside of it out, but you can tell I hit from here all back here, and when the helmet went down, it hit here hard, right around 45, 50 mile an hour around a turn, and it just hit, slid, and I blacked out. Okay, so this is the Quinn helmet. This is the one that comes with a mic intercom system and all that stuff. It's not a bad helmet, but in regards to protection wise, this right here saved my bucket. All right, I already have brain issues from the Army, and I'm telling you right now, without this, I would have been mush. This thing saved my butt. Wear your gear, wear your helmets, wear your MBT hoodies or your leather jackets, wear those MBT pants or the two-wheel pants or the Raven pants. All right, there's a dozen companies out there. Wear your gear. Gloves. Oh my God, wear your gloves, people. Those gloves will save your hands. There's a couple different pairs of gloves that you can do. Most your Alpine Stars are just going to be your 5-finger gloves. All right. Then there's others out there like Revit. All right. These are your gauntlet style glove. Great glove. Then there's also, what is that other brand? Can't think of it right offhand. Sorry, jumping out of frame for a minute. Yes, these ones right here, guys. The RST. All right, they're official sponsor of the Isle of Man TT. So the thing I like about these ones is this piece right here connects your ring finger to your pinky. Because you'll notice on a lot of motorcyclists that go down, they end up breaking that pinky. Okay, it doesn't take much for the pinky to break. This right here keeps those two fingers together and can really help from having any damage or issue with your pinky. Okay, but just little things. All right, I even have the Misguided by Brian 636. I have his lighter gloves. Now, at a high speed, would those save my butt? No. But if I'm just going for a cruise and there's nothing, I don't plan on ripping crazy, yeah, I'll rep those out, and they're gonna serve their purpose. But overall, get yourself a good pair of riding gloves. I'm telling you, riding gloves, the jacket. There's the two-wheel apparel. All right, which is right here. On top of MBT, which is a very well-known riding brand. All right, you got your two-wheel apparel right here. All right, and it's rated. You'll have your piece for your back here. You got your shoulder and your elbow pads all in there. All right, they got some nice little dope designs right there. Two-wheel apparel on the side, and again, great. All right, you got that Kevlar on the inside for when you slide. Stuff will save your life. All right, if at a minimum it doesn't save your life, it'll save your skin. Okay, so not going to go too much more in depth on this one. I just want to kind of get a feeler for you guys, see what you guys think. If any bitches, gripes, complaints, anything you guys like to add, please comment. And as we start getting more in depth with our two builds over here for the 636 and the ZX-10R, I didn't video the break apart of the 10R, but I do want to do the video of the install of it. We'll kind of go through that when we do that. The 6R, we'll do a short little video on removing that frame slider bolt that busted when it went down, changing the stator, and then possible putting on new fairings, that too. And then the last one will be that S1000, the 2012. As long as the motor gets rebuilt, it'll be getting that bike back in here and built back up and put back together. All right, so just wanted to give out those little pieces of advice there for new riders. And again, I know it's been out there, every other moto blogger's done it, but I'm putting my 2 cents in it. Okay, giving you guys kind of a heads up on what the plan is, what you're going to see from the video. All right, the riding pieces will be thrown in from this past season due to it being like -15 outside and like 5 foot of snow. Possibly going to be doing a travel here soon. down to the lower 48. I'll be back with the Ducati for a little while. If there's a chance I can get down there and ride it, I will ride that and get some video footage for you guys while we're down there. But other than that, I think we're going to end the video there. Be sure to drop a like and subscribe on 515 Ducati V4. Stay tuned for more videos. And again, please put down in the comments if there's anything that you want to see from the channel, okay? I want to try to make this channel stand out a little bit, all right? I mean, I know there's only so much that you can do with motovlogging, motorcycles, and so on. But if there's something that you think I could do that would be just a little bit different, let's go for it, you know? Put it in the comments. Let me know what you'd like to see, and I will try to get it done, okay? As summer ramps up, get through all these holiday seasons, and we start ramping up through summer, there's going to be a lot more riding content. There's going to be a lot more mechanical content as well, because I do a lot of in-house mechanic work in the summer. And that's to go with tire changes, to sprockets, chains, oil changes, all that stuff. So you'll get to see all kinds of bikes and all that stuff. So yeah. But anyway, now that I've blabbed on for so long, don't forget, like, subscribe, give a thumbs up, pass the word around about 515 Ducati V4, and see you in the next video.